Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bama Standard, your number one source for Alabama football and Alabama athletics. I'm your host, powerlifter and Bama grad, Justin Rockford. With me, as always, all SEC linebacker, the man who's invented a clothing line that is changing the world, Marvin Constant, senior analyst,
Let
Talk
me,
About Alabama Magazine, Stephen M. Smith, comedy legend Steve Brown, and one of the greatest men to ever carry the ball for Bama, Bo Scarbrough. What up,
Hey
fellas?
man, hey man,
what's
hold up.
going
Before we go
on?
any further, wait, hold on. Before we go any further, man, listen. It's time to change this intro, man. I'm tired of it. You've been lying all along. Just say, hey, we here to talk about Alabama football, and we don't give a damn what you think. Yeah,
You know what? I like that a lot better. I like that.
yeah,
And I'm gonna
yeah.
say we're not professional.
Hey,
At
Exactly.
hey,
all,
my,
at,
my
at
man,
all.
my man,
As
my
a
man
matter of
got the
fact,
whole Stillman hoodie on.
as a matter of fact, yeah, I got the whole Stillman hoodie on, and I'm sitting in my car with no bottoms on. What?
We're a very comfortable group, no doubt. Hey, Stephen M.,
Yeah.
before we go any further, would you mind introducing our guest, since you're the greatest hype man in the business?
Man, stop it. But for real though, this right here is my brother, man. This is my brother, man. I'm telling you, watch this dude play at Calera High School. Real talk. Then watch this dude play at Alabama. I'm talking about smooth running back, silk smooth running back. I mean, Saban tried to put my boy at DB. He ended up going back to running back, battled through a lot of stuff, but still the OG, Ronnie Pimp Man Clark, baby.
What's up?
Ronnie
Yes,
What's up?
Pimp
sir.
Ronnie
Hey,
Clark.
so you,
Ronnie
so you
Clark.
and Ronnie, you and Ronnie are really brothers. I see he got on glasses. He just got on a better brand.
That's
Yeah,
my
Steve.
dog,
Yeah.
man.
Okay, Steve. Right?
Because Ronnie got on I'm an ex-athlete. Now I'm doing my thing glasses, but you still got on your I was bullied like hell in high school glasses. You still
So what you're saying is
He
there's not
got the
quite the strength of Stephen
he
M.
got them Lucas props still on, Steve. From
got
Lucas.
them. Hold on. Wait, time out. Marvin, you went invested in a mic? Look at you, Marvin growing. You must have heard Marvin sold 5 t-shirts and went and bought a mic. Okay,
He's coming on up, ain't he?
So you gonna start today, huh?
Marvin.
You gonna start today?
Marvin got the mic from the PlayStation. Go with that bullshit.
Actually, Steve, this kind of is a segue. We actually got sponsors now. One of
What?
those sponsors, yes, one of those sponsors is Michael Petyak of Oakmont Financial Partners, member of Advisory Board Services Network LLC, and Workspace Solutions. Workspace Solutions actually provide these mics, which you, Steve, and you, Stephen M, will be getting, and our whole panel will as well. So that's what we get when we start to come up a little bit.
Hey
Oh,
man,
because I
thank
made a
you.
few
It's
5P
awesome.
shirts. You should be
It's
thanking me,
awesome.
man.
Hey man, thank you, man, thank you. But I did help you with the 5P shirts
Hey,
because at
you
first
right?
you,
Hold on. You right, Steve? Because I had some leftover material from them free Steve Brown shirts from when you was locked up that time, and I just
hey,
took it to the
nah,
material.
hey. See, Marvin he wasn't the smartest in the linebacking core because at first he had fire Pet go, and I'm like, no, Marvin, this you gotta add an E.
And he was the only linebacker wearing a candy necklace in a game.
Hell no. Hey,
At
hey,
least I got in the game, Justin.
Steven,
Hey,
Steven, before your glasses slide down your nose, introduce our next guest.
I mean, the other guest though, he done been on here a couple times already. We know who Bo Scarborough is. He right here.
Hold up. So did you tell the people he got a whole street named after him in Greene County? Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I know it now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
beside the dog
You do.
trail.
Hey, you know what, man? So many black people get tickets on their street. I think it's a setup.
Hey, you
He's
got to
trying
be
to set
doing
you
so
up,
that you
bro.
ain't got no
Yeah.
business.
Hey.
Oh, man.
well, before we get into it, let's go ahead and get it all started with Constant Chaos, Marvin's main segment where he gets to air out unfiltered comments on just about anything. Marv, what you got?
I want a mic.
I'm gonna talk about today in Constance Chaos. I'm gonna talk about these Alabama fans who mad because I made these shirts. First of all, the direct messages that I have received and the negativity and the nastiness, you're a fake fan, you're a bad fan, you're bad for the program, blah blah. They're just mad because Nick's name's not on their birth certificates. Okay, they all just wish Nick was their dad. How can you say something against Nick? I ain't saying nothing against Nick. There have been owners of corporations who have bad managers and bad supervisors. It happens from time to time. You don't get it right every time, man. It ain't got nothing to do with Nick. I just said,
hey man,
upgrade. It's plain.
Hey man, hey man. Let me say this, man. Let me say this. I for one, I back you on this because let me say this, man. You are not only a fan. You were an ex-player, so you know the ins and outs. Fans know the surface. You know the ins and outs. Not only that, you are a football player, all SEC football player, so you know defense. So you know what you're talking about. So the thing is, some people don't like to be corrected, and some people like they don't deal in strategy. They make moves out of emotion, and that's what's going on right now. So now if see, the thing is, man, like with the Ohio State situation, when we beat Ohio State, Pete Golden, he looked okay. But to me, he's still not consistent. Nobody knows where he came from. He doesn't have a track record, and he's making our kids look stupid.
So, but
man came from Louisiana.
But here's the bottom line. Most of them, they just want to say roll tide and post that we got the W. That's all they want to see. They're not concerned about these young athletes because, again, nobody's playing football for fun. People who out there tearing up their bodies for the rest of their life for a purpose, to get to that next level and change their circumstances. Ain't nobody out there for fun. And if you don't have the proper coaching to get you where you want to be, because anybody who knows football knows there's a difference between being drafted in the first and second round, being a late round pick and a free agent as to whether or not you're going to make the team, how your contract is structured, how much money you're going to make. And again, a lot of my friends work in the NFL. They said it themselves. The film right now is trash. If the draft were tomorrow, you would see something. Last year we had 2 defensive players drafted. Everybody else went free agent. This year you would see the same thing. Only difference is you wouldn't see one in the first round. Probably wouldn't see one in the second round. But don't nobody want to talk about these young men out here tearing their bodies up, and they ain't getting what they need to get where they're trying to get to.
Marvin, another thing too, you saying all these fans, people got to understand this, what a fan is. A fan will rock with you until things are not going their way. Now they're saying, how dare you this, how dare you speak out and this and that. But let Alabama start losing games, they going to crucify him. That's the first person. That's the first person they're gonna go after. And I'm gonna tell you something. Why aren't they going after Paul Feinbaum? Why aren't they going after everybody in the media that's going in on him? So you're not the only one wrong. You got Paul Feinbaum. You got Stephen A. Smith. You got Stephen M. Smith. I don't even know how he see it, but he see it. You got.
I mean,
you got everybody.
Look, Steve.
What's up, man?
I got people coming at me too.
Yeah.
I mean, but the bottom line, he's there to do a job, to prepare these men for the next level. But Bo can tell you this, and Ronnie can attest to this. Most of these coaches, all they're concerned about is winning right now. They could care less if you make it to the next level. And that's just the bottom line, because all they care about is securing their current situation, and they do that through winning. That's all they care about. When you're gone, it's on to the next level.
You know what? I would agree with you on that, but I beg to differ on some of it because honestly, just watching Coach Saban himself.
Well, now I'm not saying him. I'm saying not coach. I'm talking about some of these position coaches. Coach cares about.
But you know what I mean? But the thing is, my thing is with Coach Saban's pedigree and him being a defensive guru and being prideful about his defense, I still can't wrap around my head. I can't get nothing around my head, but I still can't wrap around my head how he picked up Pete Golden. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
Is he interviewed well? You know how sometimes you had that manager and you like, how the hell you get that job? Because they interviewed well.
Yeah, right.
You actually have to perform in this field. You got to
Oh
produce.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, he interviewed well. Yeah, I get it because I didn't talk plenty of hookers into discounts. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
The moon
I
rings.
get it. Yeah,
Well, you gotta,
I get it.
But the thing about
gotta
it, the
remember a lot of
ones
these.
who are, but hold on, but the people who are directly suffering, man, I don't want to take focus and attention away from these young men because at the end of the day, they are the ones suffering. We halfway through this season, so that first half of the season, that body of work was not good, man. So they got to figure out how to
None of
get
them
this
look like
thing
5
turned around.
stars.
Huh?
None of them look like 5 stars.
You
None
couldn't
of
have told. You
One.
couldn't have told these young
One do.
men coming out of high school. We ain't talking about 31. He's not draft eligible right now.
Okay.
You couldn't have told these young men coming out of high school that they wouldn't have been first and second round picks. You couldn't have told them that the coaching and the schemes that they would be subjected to would make them look bad. You couldn't have told them that coming out of high school.
Hey, but
that's
you know
the
what,
reality
man?
of it.
But Marvin, let me say this, and I want to ask all y'all something. Right now, Bama, do y'all think Bama is winning on the defensive coaching scheme, or do y'all think they're just winning on raw talent? I
Raw
think personally,
talent.
I think it's just raw talent.
I think
Absolutely.
a little bit of it. I mean, it is a little bit of raw talent and the scheme.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. You know, we
no,
on the
you
same.
good.
Hey, we family. I just
You
want
good.
you to tell the real. Don't hold back now.
No, I'm gonna tell the real. I'm just telling you how I feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just me, you know, Bo know we been in the locker room. It's all like you gotta gel with one another. These guys ain't gel yet. Like to me, my thing is when you bring in too many 5 stars, when you bring in too many guys that just I'm a 5 star, I'm supposed to get from that. That's what's gonna happen. That's what I'm starting to see. But when we was there, we had a lot of guys who we had 5 stars and 4 stars, but we had a lot of damn 3 stars and 2 stars that was grinding it out and showing you exactly how to get it done. But at the same time, when you try to bring too many clashing personalities together, man, that shit just don't work. You have to get guys that are real hungry in order to get done what you need to get done. And he ain't found those guys yet. That's all it is.
And
that's how I personally feel.
And
the
thing
difference
about what
between
you just said, though. Oh, 1 second though. The thing about what you just said, though, it's the coach's job to make sure that group of 4 and 5 stars mesh. It falls directly on those position coaches and those coordinators to make sure that it's doing this and not this. The head coach ain't gonna be the one to solve that problem. It ain't the head coach, it's the position coaches and the coordinators who build those relationships.
Exactly. Hey man, I'm starting to think the way they play and their body language on the field, I'm starting to think that, to be honest, I don't even think them dudes hang out together outside of football.
That's the thing. They don't.
You can
and
tell
it's
that.
like you said, it's their job and it's the coach's job as well to make sure they are gelling and clashing together like that. I mean, not clashing, but they are gelling together. But I mean, like I say, if you ain't on one accord, man, that shit just ain't gonna work. And I mean, if they perform like they played against Texas A&M at any time, they will get beat.
We were always together, man. You were hard pressed to see one of us without seeing at least 5 of us.
Exactly.
Hey, Marvin, my question to you is this, and I just thought about something just hit me. How the hell you get a call from the Mal Moore Center, but I keep getting calls from community colleges? I don't get that.
Well, maybe you wasn't as good as you thought you was, man. You know what I'm saying? You should have worked. If you'd have stretched them hamstrings out some more, you know.
Hey, man.
But I do want to add to it, though, Ronnie and Bo, with your class, to be honest with you, the 4 or 5 star ranking crap was kind of left at the door. Y'all were dogs. Y'all came in and realized we got to play to the Bama standard. And that's what you did. And coaches didn't have to beg y'all for that. And it seems like this season, Coach Saban is basically having to beg for his guys to dial in to playing to the Bama standard.
Oh, hell, the NIL money. Hell, that's all what it is.
That's what I said. That was the worst thing could have happened. They gave these boys some money.
I'm telling you, that's all it is. And I mean, hell, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hell, I get mad about it. Shit, because hell, we didn't get it. I mean, hell, this should have been going on back then. Everybody should have got it.
All we got was free ice cream from Brian Hall.
They should have never gave you room money.
The idea I had.
1 second though, Steve. Hold on. Last show we talked about this now. I said in particular, you give 18, 19, 20-year-olds $20, $30, $40, $50,000, you ruin them. You have ruined them. Go Stephen M. Smith.
Now, the idea I had, and everybody thought I was crazy. I sat there and told people, look, if you're gonna pay them, give them a stipend and a trust fund.
You
Put
said
the
that.
stipend in a trust
Steve
fund,
said that.
and then once they graduate or when they go pro, take it out then and give it to them. I sat there and
that ain't
said,
gonna work though. That ain't gonna work though.
okay.
These kids nowadays want it right now. They want to see it
Instant
now.
gratification.
Yes. So
The microwave era. The microwave era. Yes, that's right. The
I
microwave
ain't
era.
gonna lie. I would want mine right now too. What you mean? I got 100,000 sitting over there, and I got 2-3 hot chicks I'm trying to take out. Hey, let me get my bread so I can go do that.
Hey, but you know what, Marvin? But you know what, Marvin? One thing I did notice though, and I think Justin and I were texting back and forth. But I think he stopped texting me because I kept misspelling words. But that's not the point. Listen, I saw that Bama never got pressure on the quarterback, hardly ever. The only person that was getting pressure on him was pretty much Will Anderson. Nobody else was.
Oh yeah.
I think that's because of the defensive schemes. I don't think he has good blitz packages, and he don't know. And another thing, I don't think he knows how to disguise.
This is what they look like. Everybody bailing on the snap of the ball. Everybody bailing, Steve. Soon the ball snap, they already the other way.
Hey, Marvin. On one play, everybody bailed. I ran out the room too. I'm like, well, everybody else ran.
Well, see, I do think that I didn't see Drew Sanders playing the game, and I think he is a big difference making on the defense. I really do. I think he's the only person on there that literally know how to form tackle. Like I've seen that kid form tackle every person he tackled.
Question. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna let somebody else talk. Now, you said that. Now, let me ask you this: you've seen this so-called highly touted Toa. Isn't he like a missing tackle machine? Everything he touch, he misses. Am I lying?
You're not lying. You're not lying.
Bro, you will run through that dude every down. I'm telling you, he misses every tackle, dog.
He's a man.
We actually got a question from the audience from Jant Sports. Do we have the personnel inside to bring on a consistent pass rush?
Yes, we have the personnel. We just need the scheme to be made right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Marvin. I don't even like Marvin, but I agree with him on
that. to me, as far as personnel wise. Oh no, go ahead.
Go ahead. What's that, Ronnie?
No, I was just saying it's for as personnel wise. I mean, if you're looking at across the board, we're not how we used to be up front. Yeah, I'm just keeping honest. We're just not as nasty as we were before up front. And I mean, when you got nasty guys up front, that's when them linebackers gonna show up.
That is pride though. Because I don't care who I lined up against on the field. I was finna give you that work. I didn't care who.
You gotta have it in.
It is pride. So the question is, do they have that dog in them like that? Do they think when they go out there, they finna execute everything that move? Because that's what it takes to play defense. Offense, that's your nice guys. Defense are your killers.
Hey Marvin, but you know what? I don't know if you was on Twitter when we lost to Texas A&M. All of the former players said the same thing. We don't have any dogs. We don't have any dogs. Even a lot of wide receivers were saying we don't have dogs. And I'm like, damn, Now, speaking of wide receivers, one of the wide receivers supposedly quit and then came back. Do you know about that, Steven? Jai Hall or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Hall put that tweet out and deleted it. Saban met with him yesterday, so they straightening this thing out.
Steve took a screenshot of it with his glasses.
And that goes back to I think a lot of these guys do not understand that even though they're 4 and 5 stars, whatever, when they get to campus, they still have to show those coaches what's up. They got to give them a reason to put them in that game.
It's that diva mentality. It's that diva mentality.
Yeah,
that diva mentality.
But to play defense, you have to have a different mindset. If you don't have that mindset when you playing defense, it's just not going to work. Like, prime example, everybody asks me, why did I go to Alabama? When I signed Alabama, they had Travis Carroll, All-American linebacker, true freshman, All-American, everything. He was going to be a year ahead of me. Everybody asked me, why would you go there? I'm not worried about that man. That man better be worried about me. And we see how that worked out because that's the dog in you. When you got that dog in you, it ain't nothing. You ever seen a pit bull back down from anything? When he on that hunt, you gotta have to take some of the prize jaws loose. We ain't got none of that.
Marvin, I think you wrong because the pit bull I had, he got kidnapped. I don't know what happened, but somebody took him.
Your
Yeah,
dog
so
was mixed with poodle.
Hey, Bo, I know, but Bo, I know you happy because Alabama finally getting back to the running game. It took Coach Saban to call a timeout and say, "No, the hell you not. We're gonna run this thing."
Exactly.
Yeah, man. They need to give B-Rod the ball. Let B-Rod spin and do his thing.
They
Let
need to give
B-Rod
B-Rod
hammer
the
them
ball.
down and
I'm
beat
telling
them
you.
defense down like we usually do.
My thing that happened with B-Rob catching passes too. That boy flying.
Yes.
B-Rob gets 6 yards. I mean, he getting 3, 4, 5 more extra yards after the first hit. Like, ain't not one person taking him down.
The more you give it to him, the better he gonna be.
I'm telling you. Like how Derek had. Derek getting all them carries. Brian could do the same thing. They just got to give it to him.
Hey, Bo, are you and B-Rob like the same size? Because he pretty big. That's a big dude.
Hey, B-Rob pretty big, man.
He didn't got big.
I love his low about him. That's why
he definitely got big.
So he can
Bo, I'm gonna need you not to say you love his lower bottom.
You know what? Hey, you know what? I was gonna say that, but if I said that, I knew I wouldn't be able to go back down to Greene County. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let Marvin get banned from the campus and Greene County. So hey, I'm just gonna.
Hey, listen, man. I will be on campus on Friday and Saturday wearing a hashtag 5P shirt. I dare anybody to run up.
Don't rednecks gonna beat your ass.
About 5 different focus groups are going to be marching because
I
of
will
Marvin.
personally be jewelry free that day for a reason, just in the event somebody do decide they want to try it.
Hey man, it's all good, man. It's all love. Hey man, I think what you're doing is wonderful, man, to bring awareness to it, man. And so the thing is, when Pete knows he got everybody watching him, he gonna either shit or get off the pot. He gonna either do his job or he gonna be exposed, and that's what you want to bring to him as a fan. That's just what it is, you know. Because I mean, because you ride Saban's coattail, but you're not doing the Saban like job, and I think that's what the problem is.
And the thing about it, all these people all in the uproar because we allowed 3 field goals. Oh, the defense looked great. When we played Miami, what did I tell y'all first game? But it's Miami. Don't take the bait. Did I not tell y'all that all season long? I said when we play Florida, we play Ole Miss, some of these other teams, then we'll see. And we seen how it unfolded. So I'm not impressed by you beating a mediocre Mississippi State team. That team wasn't even average. That team was horrible.
Okay, and guys, another thing. Haven't y'all heard this thing? Players take on the personality of their coaches. Golden is too guys. He's too nice. If you look at, you know what? If you look at Georgia ain't really playing people for real like that, but they got that killing mentality. They hitting your ass. They trying to administer punish you. They trying to do it all. Bama laying people down. Bama laying people, grabbing them and laying them down.
Pete, you've never seen Pete raise his voice. You don't see him get out of hand. You look at the Will Muschamps, the Charlie Strong, the Jeremy Pruitt, all these are defensive. They in your face. They giving you that energy to feed off of, and they letting you know what it is. If you playing off Pete energy, you might as well go take a nap because that's more like lullaby.
I'll say this. That Jeremy Pruitt energy gonna have you name your kids after that man. It's Pruitt a true linebacker.
I also think too.
Go ahead.
I also think too. You know, I mean, not knocking anybody that's coaching in the field or whatever, but I mean, coaches from the NFL coming back down to college, man, I'm telling you, this ain't the NFL. And I mean, they're treating it like it every day. And I'm telling you, it's going to – I mean, people ain't going to even – I mean, people going to want to watch college because of the tradition. But if it gets more into like a money thing and we keep bringing these guys down, like those big guys in the NFL coming to get these college jobs, man, like, and they treating it like, I mean, you know, Bill O'Brien dropping Bryce Young back 4 times in a row. Come on, we ain't never done it at Alabama. It ain't never happened. I mean, just ain't never done it.
But you know, the more important – hold on 1 second, Steve. Hold on. The more important part of what you were talking about, but you didn't discuss, bringing NFL coaches, they don't understand the importance of building relationships with these kids and their parents so that you can reach these kids. Because these kids ain't going to just go out and do what you tell them like these NFL players. NFL players know it's their job. They don't do it, they going home. Yes, kids, if you don't get to know them and build relationships with them, it ain't going to work. That's not happening. Not doing it.
I tell you what, says that Pete sounds like Kermit the Frog every time he yells. Maybe that's the problem.
Hey man, hey, he does need that intensity, man. Because I saw Jeremy Pruitt in the huddle with the kids. He took a pen and stabbed himself in the forehead. I like that's who I like right there. He stabbed him. Hey, but you know what made me happy though? Bryce Young finally pulled the ball down and ran.
Yeah, he did. I was excited to see him actually do that for once.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Don't take this the wrong way. Bryce Young need to watch film on Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Very, very
if y'all don't know who Caleb Williams is, true freshman quarterback at Oklahoma. Spencer. I watched that boy play last Saturday because Alabama game was getting boring, and I watched.
Rattler's not that good, bro. I was never high on Rattler whenever he came on the scene. I was never high.
I watched Caleb Williams play. That boy was like 22 of 26 for like 397, and he ran 2 touchdowns. One of them was like 47. Hey, that boy is gonna be a problem for somebody.
And he playing with that swag.
Oh, and when his mouth, he's halfway in his mouth. Just hey, that boy gonna be a problem. You need to watch some film.
All right. Okay, Ronnie and Bo, let me ask y'all a question. Why is it that when Bryce Young drops back to pass, the defense bails? He has like 8 to 10 yards of real estate. Why won't he run the ball or run it and slide it or run to get the yards needed and run out of bounds? What's going on? Why is he holding the ball so long? Y'all offensive players, tell me what's going on.
He act like he got my knee, Steve.
I feel like, I mean, you know, when he's dropping back, I feel like he's not thinking of being, to me as a quarterback, you have to be a great quarterback, but you got to be a playmaker. And I mean, you got to have that mentality in their head. And I just think he's literally just thinking like, hey, I'm just a drop back quarterback that can sit in the pocket, do whatever. But he knows, and I know he knows that he can move and run with the ball. He did it in high school. But he ain't doing it right now.
But you came out as the #1 dual quarterback. Be freaking dual.
Thank you.
Hold on, Steve. But you know what it is, though, Steve? He came out as a #1 dual threat quarterback. But them boys in high school ain't that big, though. Bryce ain't that big.
Yeah, Bryce is not that big.
He's not that big. No. So you talking about taking hits from people like Ronnie and like me on a regular basis, his night might be over. He ain't that big.
Man, slide, run out of bounds. That's what the damn targeting thing is about. Slide, protect yourself.
But I think a little bit too. He's getting more kind of what I thought Tua would do at first, was always look for the big play too much. I think he ain't really like letting the game allow to come to him, but at the same time, Brian Robinson takes the stress off of Bryce Young, opens up the whole game. They're going to load the box when they give the ball to Brian. When they go in that little heavy set they do, they load the box. They can start using formation and pass plays out of that set and mix it up a little bit, which I know they got it, you know what I'm saying, but they just have to do it. And they ain't really opening it up to me.
The problem is, though, O'Brien is going away from it, though. When B-Rob's got the hands, and he's busting through those gaps. He's getting down the field. He's dragging folks 5, 6, 7 yards a pop. All of a sudden, we get down to a certain point. O'Brien's like, nope, we're going to go into a passing team. It makes no sense.
Tom Brady.
Hey man, I think personally the offense should be ran directly through B-Rob and the play action after that. That's what I think. I mean
another year like they gave the ball when Derrick had the ball in 15. He got it every time out all the time.
And
Guys, we got a very good question right here.
And to be honest with you, though, it makes more sense to run the ball a lot more to slow the pace of the game down so that we keep our defense on the sideline. Because clearly we all know that's going to be our Achilles heel. We don't need 3 and outs and to keep them on the field.
Clock ticking. You keep that clock ticking.
We needed to run it. They could take a few minutes off and I wouldn't care. Keep them boys on the sideline. Because if we keep them on the field, it's going to be a problem.
Yep.
Here's a good question, guys, from Donald Schultz. So if a player signs an NIL deal, can these sponsors influence a player to play safer, seeing as they are paying them?
I believe that.
I believe so. I mean, but they always just talk about, during our time coming out, if you was getting ready to go to the draft, some people, when we got to the playoff, wanted to kind of, sit back or, play relaxed because they didn't want to get hurt for the draft, for the lead and stuff like that. So, I mean, when the money talks, man, you're going to do what the money tells you to do if you're getting paid. And that's what most of the young guys going to do.
But aren't those the ones that usually get hurt that's going half speed, trying not to get hurt?
Right.
Yeah. No,
I got hurt going full speed, so I don't know about that.
No, you did. You did.
But yeah, you are right. When you have
you did.
You will get hurt.
You didn't. You was coming out the locker room when you tore your ACL. Hell no, that don't count.
That's strike 2, Steve.
I'm sorry.
But I will say this wide receiver group is starting to evolve a little bit more. John Mechie finally had a coming out game. Okay, Jameson doing what he does, and then Trayshawn Holden, man, he might be the other guy we've been waiting to kind of show up.
Hey, man, why did they not give the ball to 19 more? That boy got a gear on him, boy.
Who?
Yeah,
19. That boy got some wheels, Steve. That boy got some wheels.
Did he get a target this past game?
No. Who is this? Who are you talking about?
Number 19. Not Billy. Is it 17? They gave him the ball in the backfield on some type of little toss sweep or a quick pass or something.
That's
11.
That's 11.
Holden.
No. Hey,
that boy got some wheels.
We ain't seen number 19 since the Texas A&M game. He's still missing. I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, number 11. My apologies.
If you go back to that Texas A&M game, when Bryce, I guess he was rolling out and Jaleel had like a little corner. I mean, to me, that's on Bryce when he threw that first interception he had. You got to throw that thing in the air over his head where he can go up there and get it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that, I mean, he does to me. He'll change the game. Like to me, I think he will. He'll game change. He can be.
Hey man, you know what? I got much respect for you, Ronnie, and I know you know what you're talking about, but I gotta disagree with you on that one. That wasn't Bryce Young's fault. That was the offensive coordinator for calling that play. He should have ran it.
But still, look. If you want to make it better, you know what you got to do. You can't throw it right at the damn. You can't throw it right at the damn DB. That's exactly what he did.
Hey man,
you got to.
Hey man, if you got a Bo Scarbrough, a Derrick Henry, a damn a B Rob on the 2 or 3 yard line, I'm going with the money.
Hand it all.
Yeah. Bro, didn't you say last week that you'd audible out of that and you just take it your damn self?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That without it, man.
Let's do it. I'm on a 2-yard man. Give it to me.
Listen, man, they gonna drive me back to drinking, man.
Hey man, look, if I had that talent Bo and them had, I would literally go up under the center and take the damn ball and run on in. Just don't even snap it, just give it to me. Like it sounded like football. Just turn around and give it to me. Just give it to me. That don't make sense.
Hey, Steve, I see you in the future doing that.
Yes. Yes.
Blank man, calm down, blank man.
Blank man.
Hey man, hey, Justin. I don't appreciate the fact that Marvin got a mic and me and Steven ain't got one. I don't appreciate that at all.
They say you so damn loud, you don't need a mic. They trying to turn you
on. No, both of y'all will have one in the mail, so it's coming. But William Bryant does have a question.
My address, you know where I am. The Moonwinks,
I was about to say, they returned, Joe.
The Moonwinks, room number 3.
Delivery man, so he don't go to the Moonwinks, man.
Anyone who's survived the Moonwinks is immune to COVID. Just think about that. But William Bryant has a question. He says, out of all the new head coaches this year, which team could be the most challenging for us?
None. We are our own challenge. We are our challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's so. I think so there too. I mean,
oh, you know what? Yeah, the defense coordinator. You said new coaches. That's the most challenging. Our defensive coordinator. That's our most challenging for our team. Our defense coordinator.
Hey, look, I'm gonna show y'all something fun. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. I put it on my camera. I'm going home this weekend, right, for the game, and I was looking for a room. And look at what popped up for $267.
What?
The
Motel 6.
Y'all don't see that?
No.
The old English Inn.
The old English Inn is $267 a night. Everything else $2,000-$3,000.
They wrong for that.
Hey, look, they
run down thing. They wrong for that.
Y'all know $267 for the old Inn.
Right.
They're gonna have a rollout TV come. They're gonna pull a rollout TV in there for you.
I hope
Marvin, they're gonna have you on a pull-out couch, bro.
Hey, Marvin, don't worry about it, Marvin. I'm gonna call Habib and I'm gonna get you a room for $35 at the Moonwings. It's cool. Don't worry about it. You good?
I don't want to stay on that street, nowhere in that vicinity, bro. I'm gonna just stay at my cousin's house.
Super 8 waiting on you. Super 8 down there by the
Again, I have standards. Now, when you at home, if you want to stay there, knock yourself out.
Look at this. Waylon says the Oakland English Hotel, no way, it used to be $15.
Oh wow!
You need a tetanus shot and an STD test.
So Justin, let's look at the other side of the ball. So do you think the offense improved much? What do you think?
I think the wide receivers are starting to come into their own. You know, Jamison Williams doing his thing, but then we had Trayshawn Holden start to emerge. Mechie finally showed up. My only concern is the offensive line. You know, we're 6-7 games in. They're not elite. They're decent, but that's the only concern I have right now.
Justin, all you got to do is take Chris Owens off of right tackle. Take him off.
Put him back at center. Put him back at center.
Put him back at center. Take the big boy J.C. Latham. Stick him at right tackle, and you roll with that. But Justin, I think Sean from Huntsville had a really good question.
Yeah. All right, guys. Can y'all answer this? What's up with all these players with their mouthpieces out? Is that some new age stuff that these kids today do?
I think it is. I noticed that too. Every play,
Jameson Williams keep his mouthpiece out. Jameson Williams keep his out.
You know what? Hold on. Steve. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Ronnie can probably attest to this. Defensive players that don't wear a mouthpiece or keep their mouthpiece out don't lay no wood. Because everybody who lay wood on defense keep a mouthpiece because it prevents you from biting down on your teeth and going into a damn seizure, which can happen if you laying that lumber. So I made sure I always had mine in. So clearly you ain't hitting nothing if you ain't wearing no mouthpiece or if you ain't biting down on it.
Well, Jameson may think he too damn fast, so ain't nobody gonna catch him. So
hey man, and I'm gonna tell you something else too. If you watch him the whole game, he's a talker. I can tell you. I mean, he's always talking
the whole entire time.
Hey, now, Steven, the guy, Ajay Hall or whatever his name is, he was the one that showed out in the A-Day game. He showed his ass. So I can understand his frustration.
Maybe he's not doing what he needs to do off the field to get on the
field.
I mean,
exactly.
That's what saying.
Because from what I hear, a lot of them have issues with going to class and doing the little stuff.
It'd be a nice playing Fortnite and 2K.
Man. Ronnie and Bo, I want y'all two to speak on that about what you actually have to do to get on that field because a lot of people don't really understand the full dynamic of that.
See,
hold on, they didn't go to class.
Yeah, but they were winning national championships anyway.
My understanding is that we got these freshmen that come in. They've been going to school for 8 hours a day. They can't come in and take 2 classes there for 45 minutes. And you been done with class at 10:50, and you ain't got me till 2 o'clock. And you mean to tell me you can't get up and go to class for 45 minutes after you just went to class for 8 hours in high school? Come on, man. There's trusting the process, doing the little thing right, being on time. On time is not being there at 8 if it started at 8.
Accountability.
at 7:50 if it started at 8. We was in them. If the meet started at 2, we was in there at 150, 155.
Yeah.
Man, forget that 1:30.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
See,
I
we
know
knew not to
about
be late because we were gonna have to go to the stadium or to the Coliseum with Big T and do some stupid shit. So we knew be on time.
That's right. We just had
Hey,
the
man.
capability of being on time because.
But a lot of these guys, man, you know, they'll probably just think, you know, I'm just here and my degree is football, which is fine. You know, we understand you want to get to that next level. But at the same time, if you ain't doing the passing what you got to pass, hell, how the hell you going to play? How the hell you going to trust you? Hell, they can't even trust you to go to class for 50 minutes. How the hell you going to trust you in the game on a play that's 6 seconds, you know, a play that about roughly lasts about 6-7 seconds? How the hell they going to trust you then? And I know it sounds, you know, profound, but at the same time, it's true.
Hey, is John Diva still making schedules?
Diva been gone, man.
Oh, Diva, thank you.
Yeah, Diva been up out of there. I think Diva last year was my freshman year, if I'm not mistaken.
Kevin
Ronnie.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. No, Diva was JD was there for me. I'm tripping. He was probably there to about 16, 17.
But he gone now.
No, man, John Diva was big, man. He was there when I was still there, man. What did you talking
about? I'm talking. I'm getting two dudes mixed up. I'm thinking about Dickens. My bad.
I'm talking about John Diva making them schedules over
there. I know
you
talking about. Diva still may be over there. He still may be over there. I know you talking about now. Academic guy. I know you.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah, I know.
Tight, ain't it?
He gonna give you 20,000 classes you don't need. When it's time to graduate, you're gonna be looking like, damn, I'm missing some shit. He gonna give you everything you need to stay eligible. But boy, when it comes time to graduate, you gonna be your real advisor gonna be mad as hell.
Hey, Marvin. Let me ask you something, Marvin.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. If our defense had the mentality and just the mentality of Will Anderson, do you agree that we got a national championship lockdown?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Listen, man, this is when I tell you, when you have a defense, like prime example, when I was in school, the defense, we would fight the offense, but we would also fight each other in practice if it wasn't right. I stayed into it with Kenny, Celine. We stayed in. If it ain't right, I'm finna get in your ass.
That right, hold each other accountable,
But Kenny still ran from you.
No, Kenny didn't run from me now. Kenny would be the main one to want to buck up at me. You got to understand something. Hold on. I seen Kenny. We had a coach named Jackie Ship. I don't know if y'all know Jackie Ship or not. He used to coach at Oklahoma too. Man, him and Kenny get to fighting in practice. We got to separate them two on the sideline in practice. We playing Ole Miss. In Ole Miss, Phillip Weeks and Coach Cheese, they get to fight on the sideline in a CBS game. We got to separate them. We playing Michigan in the Orange Bowl. Ivy Williams and Adam Cox get to fight on the sideline. We got to, hey, listen, man, we was born young. We weren't taking no shorts, baby.
But Marvin, you kept saying you be getting these players' asses wanting to fight, but you always lose. Why you keep going back?
I don't know what an L looks like, Mr. Brown. We would go at it though, but that was that mentality when you got a room full. If you breeding pit bulls and you just had 11 puppies and you put them 11 puppies in a box, what they gonna do all day?
Yeah,
fight.
Look, I will forever remember this. I think it was 16. We were playing 16 or 17. It was Missouri. Tony Brown gonna walk through Missouri's pregame with no shirt on, talking trash at him. Gonna walk straight through that warm up with no shirt on.
Yeah, we had a lot of people, man. I know I can count. We had a lot of people that didn't give a damn, about certain little things. And I'm talking about. I'm telling you, man, we had some real savages when we played, though, man. I know for sure.
That's what you need on your defense.
I mean, Tony, Ronnie, it was 40 degrees. Tony walked with no shirt on.
I think Tony and A-Sean got into a fight, didn't they? Tony and A-Sean.
No, that was Tony and Reggie. Was that Reggie?
No, that was Cam Robinson and A-Sean got in the fight.
Oh, snap.
Big Lake and A-Sean.
Big Lake.
Yeah, Big Lake and H-Hon.
Yeah.
Now Lake was crazy. Lake
But
was
you know
a
what,
psycho
though?
for real though.
That's the sign that you got a damn good team. You ain't finna win with no nice guys.
Nah,
If you ain't
you not.
fighting with your teammates, you ain't holding each other accountable. You're not raising that bar, that
They're right.
level
Yeah.
of, hey man, you
Man.
gonna bring it, or I'm finna come after your ass next.
Man,
Hey, man, hey.
Ruben and Tim got the arguing over a seat on the charter bus.
But you know, I feel Ruben. Everybody knows that was my seat on that damn bus when we traveled.
They're right.
Don't sit in my seat, or it was gonna be a problem.
Bo,
Then
Bo, hey, hold on,
then he
Bo.
offered him some
Bo, you
Newports
for
and it was
real?
okay.
Bo, was
Man,
Steve.
for real.
Hey man, hold on. Hey, but did y'all peep this? And I know y'all had to have. When they was in, and I'm gonna tell you, Will Anderson really got that dog in him. Because when they was interviewing him and they asked him something, he looked like he wanted to cuss everybody. He was like, he ain't say nothing. He couldn't even get it out. Like he wanted to cuss everybody out.
Steve, dude paused for 15 seconds. I was
Damn
like,
sure
man.
did. Hey man, hey, he did. You know what? That dude, after the game he just had at Mississippi State, he need to go in the locker room and beat some bitches up. Just beat anybody up. And let, hey man, I'm for real.
Did he pull a Quentin Williams? When that
Nah.
boy when Quentin was doing that interview, he stopped mid sentence. I don't think he was.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
I'm good.
I'm
good.
good.
Hey man, hey man, when they asked that dude that question, Marvin, you ain't see it. When they asked him that question, he literally got mad and couldn't say a word. He wanted to get it, like he wanted to curse the whole room out, and then he caught his composure. He stood there for like 15 seconds.
I can believe it, man. You know, when you a killer like that and you playing with everybody else, man. If they not playing on your level, it's times when you want to do that because you feel like y'all a bunch of chicks out here. You ain't doing what I'm doing. Like, come on, man. If you're gonna be out here with me, be out here with me.
Yeah.
And he went out there and got 4 sacks.
Right.
Hey,
Now,
could have had 6.
before I
I'm
let
scared.
Stephen M answer this question, speaking of
I'm
fight,
scared of him.
Ronnie, no one I think had more fight than you because, dude, very few people have faced that kind of adversity that you faced. I mean, you were a 4-star prime for a great career at Bama, but then you
Why
tore
does
both
Ronnie look
Achilles.
like he's in the witness protection program right now?
And why does Marvin Constant always got to interrupt somebody?
Anyway.
You know how they be doing them interviews on them crime shows? They just put
Anyway, Ronnie, you tore both Achilles. You had multiple position changes, but you never quit. And you always had that team first mentality. And this day, man, like we've said, dude, that just doesn't happen. Man, can you talk about what you went through and how you stayed the course?
Oh, I mean, it was very difficult, you know, knowing that, you know, coming out of high school, topping state and nation, you know, knowing that I'm going to play, knowing that I can have opportunity to get out there and play. And, you know, like I said, hell, I mean, I was at practice when I got hurt. The first time when I tore it, I was just, you know, taking off the run, and it just snapped, and it felt like it sounded like 2 helmets clapped against each other. And I mean, hell, Coach Burns, Derek, everybody else laughing at my ass as I'm falling. They're like, what the hell wrong with you? And I'm like, well, shit, hell, I can't even walk. So, hell, I finally, you know, stepped down and, you know, started walking. I couldn't walk. It felt like when you tear your Achilles, it felt like your feet flat on the ground, but you still got your heel up. So, it was worse, man. It was a bad feeling. Then go back to tear the other one, you know, 2 years later after I came back, lost like 20-some pounds because I gained so much. I was at home. My dad was cooking all that soul food, eating good.
Nah, you eat no ice cream and cookie. Tell the truth.
Well, hell, you know, I eat that too. You know, just like Coach say, like the oatmeal cream pies. Hell, I had my sweet tooth too. I had a big one.
Hey man,
But
tell them. Hold on, tell them this one part. When you get hurt and you got to watch your teammates doing what you gotta do, it's depressing, man. Because I did the same thing. I gained a lot of weight when I was hurt, man.
Yeah.
People don't understand that part, man.
It is. It's very depressing. But my thing to the guys was like, hell, if your ass ain't going out there doing it right, you know, you messing me up too, even though I ain't out there with you. But I felt like I was in them. Like as he was running the ball down the field, you can ask every last one of them. I was right beside him every single time as they run the ball down the field, making sure he tucking the hell out the damn ball, making sure he getting the block, making sure he get the read. So that's how important it was to me. So, just me just being a team player in general, them with my brothers, man. So I wanted all my brothers to hit in that running back room. So that's how I feel.
Hey, Ronnie, but you know what, man? Now that I think of it, brother, those injuries, man, especially Achilles, that's like one of the toughest injuries to come back from. And you had two of them?
I took both of them, man. I had to learn how to walk twice. I couldn't walk for about 3-4 months for at a time. I had to relearn how to walk. My whole leg was jello. I had to build it all the way back up. And it's just I ain't have that burst. And I know, Bowden used to, scream at coach, yell at coach, get me in the game. Towards the end of the game, we beat the hell out of somebody. But he finally pulled me in there one time and told me the reason why I wasn't getting as many reps and carries is because Bowden can go from point A to point B like that. It took me a whole another second to get there, and it was just because of my injury. So he didn't want to put me in a bad situation. But at the hell, I had the dog in me. I'm like, give me the ball. I don't care. It's 4 minutes left. Hell, just let me run the clock out. And I just
my boy Ryan scored a touchdown on my birthday.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that night was crazy.
It was a party after that.
That was they nailed your ass too, though. But you scored that touchdown. Nailed your ass.
But Ronnie, that was one of the best scenes in college football, man. After everything you went through, man, you got that TD versus Ole Miss, and then basically it's like the whole stadium met you in that end zone after that. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. Hell, when I turned around, I didn't think everybody was gonna come. We should have got a flag, like Coach said. But I think they kind of knew the situation or what it was.
Hey,
I had did good previous that week before against Vanderbilt, and was kind of pissed off he didn't let me score on the 1 yard line. But you know how they.
Hey, Ron, let me ask you this: when you scored that touchdown, did you slyly look down at your Achilles like, "Damn, they still intact"? That's what's up.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, the whole time the drive, they was, I got some good licks and they got me a good couple of times, but I kept seeing everybody pinch in, and when I bounced out, my eyes got big as hell, and I'm like, oh shit, it's really finna happen. So never had that feeling in that stadium to do it. In practice or whatever, that's cool. But but it was a good deal for me though, man. I had fun with it, and I really enjoyed that experience, and I won't forget it.
Did you have a Colt 45 when you scored?
Oh man, that night was crazy, brother. I'm telling you, that night
had one
was
of
crazy.
Ruben's marbles.
That night was crazy, man. That night was crazy.
Man, you had one of Ruben's Newports.
Hell no.
Hey, but Bo, man, listen. We're playing Tennessee this week, man. I need you to tell that story about how you showed them those A's in the end zone.
You got your ass cussed out when you got back to the sideline.
But man, they showed them the A's, man.
It wasn't at the sideline, it wasn't on the sideline.
No, it wasn't on the sideline. Tell them how you was tucked down in that damn seat that day. He was like, shit, watch this, right? I'm gonna be tucked down in the seat.
Ronnie always put me in the category with somebody else. Like I didn't tuck down in the seat. Like Ronnie always think that it be me when it don't really be me. It be somebody else that he be thinking about.
No, you were tucked down that day.
I wasn't tucked down in no.
Yeah, you were.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, when Bo ran that touchdown and all I saw was that big ass hand in the screen, I like, yeah, that's my boy, but he finna get cussed out. It's gonna happen. He was celebrating. I was like, yeah, Bo. Oh man, he finna die though. He finna die.
No, I think the funniest time though, man, is when we was in Good, Bad, and Ugly, and it was a spring game, Bo. When Ruben had hit dead real hard, and he threw up his damn Q dog sign. Boy, when I say he let him have it that day, he let him have it. He let him have it that day. He was like, "This ain't a damn fraternity. We just out here playing fucking football." That shit was so funny. But Ruben was the only dude, except for that guy from Texas A&M, that really had smack did. One too many people just smacking. But Ruben will come later on
boy,
your
now,
last
don't
question.
forget about Jared Davis from Florida now.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah, David from Florida did get him too. Yeah.
All right, but hold on. Don't get out of the subject. Tell us what happened. You heard Justin. Tell us what happened, Bo.
Yeah, tell us, Bo.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But when we got back to that facility, that was around a Monday.
Yeah.
Coach Saban was up there about to rip his own pants off.
he was that pissed?
Yeah.
Man, he was mad.
Pissed. He was pissed.
He was big man, 38 hot.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Bloodshot.
Woo!
Hey man, but look, so I met Coach Saban. Sure, Coach Saban's smaller than me. So what do you do when that little man get in your face and just going in? You can't do nothing but laugh on the inside. I mean, because he be going in.
No, man, that man, when that happens, you just know you got to get it together. Cause you feel out the ordinary. You feel like the oddball when that happens, because around our era, we was all about doing the right thing. So if you ain't do the right thing, you were gonna stand out of 100 and some players.
Oh yeah, you really was.
You know what I mean? Cause everybody on our team, we had dogs, we had people that gonna hold themselves accountable. We had people that was that were gonna trust the process. So and people that were gonna follow the rules. You know what I mean? So
I get that. You know what? You know what it's time for real though? It's time for Saban to get in Golden's ass on the sideline. I need a sideline run on his ass. I need that. I really need that. I need that. I need that in my life. They need to pull O'Brien out that press box too. They need to pull his ass out that press box. O'Brien need to come out that press box.
You think he need to go on the field?
Yeah, put that man on the field. Put that man on the field.
He need to be on the field. He'll be on the field.
Oh yeah, but let me ask this question from one of our viewers here talking about injuries. No new injuries. Well, no big new injuries this week. Byron Young got a little shoulder. He day to day. He may play against Tennessee. He may not. Just a little shoulder for Byron Young.
Okay.
Before we turn it over to Stephen M. Smith to preview that game, Marvin, Bo, Ronnie, if you would, man, talk about the meaning of this game. I know it's lost a little bit of its luster with Tennessee being down all these years, man, but what does it mean beating Tennessee to you guys?
Cigars.
Yeah, I mean cigars, man, but it's a long rivalry. You know what I'm saying? And what? I'm sorry. That's my sister. But it's a long rivalry, man, that that's been going on for generations. But at the same time, beating the hell out of them dudes, man, and getting able to smoke them cigar with the boys at the end. Hell, I remember when Bush Jones got his first damn cigar. He was happy as hell, bro. He was happy.
Oh, for real?
Hey,
Oh,
no. Who was that?
Oh no, that was my sister.
Hey man, hey Ronnie in the room he grew up in. His mama tell him, you too loud.
He probably like, when the hell this thing gonna end? That's all it is.
Man,
Well, I'll say this, man. It's been a long-standing rivalry. Everybody wants to cement their place in the rivalry. I was blessed and fortunate enough to have one of the best defensive games in the rivalry. Put up 17 tackles in the sack against Tennessee. So everybody wants to put their stamp on that rivalry, man. Yeah. Because again, that's one of those games that people talk about 15, 20 years from now. So it's big in the sense that, hey, if you don't win, you're always going to have to hear about it. But in the sense that when you do win, you get that cigar, you get to hang out with your brothers, man, you celebrate, and you get to go on to the next week, though. That's the only thing about it. You ain't got long to celebrate, but, you don't want to disappoint the state of Alabama more than anything else, man.
Yeah.
And I know we joked about it, Bo, but man, that was like one of your coming out games, man. You exploded onto the scene, and you, like I said, you showed them those A's and those gloves, man. But yeah, I know you've talked about before, man. But for the new folks in our audience, if you would kind of go through that play where you introduce yourself to everybody in the Bama Nation.
Man, it was one of those plays where it just happened, like second nature. and then you look up and you at the 20-yard line. You know what I mean? But I remember OJ coming around and pinning in the block, and I squares between OJ and Cam Robinson. And then once I came out into open field, I saw like two guys, and what was going through my head was stay calm up top and move my arms and legs fast as I could so I can beat him. Because if I'm tensed up, he gonna hawk me down, and I'd be damn if they come hawk me.
I like that.
So
No, he was moving though, man. He was moving.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. You know what I mean? And I don't know what happened to that guy behind me. It seemed like he pulled him a hamstring trying to kick this.
I promise you he did. Whole knee gave out. I'm watching him. Whole knee gave out.
Yeah, but for me, man, I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. And I'm 3-0 versus Tennessee. So this game here mean a lot to me more than the Auburn game.
I'm with you right there. Stephen M., man, if you would, kind of give us a little preview of what to expect in this game. I know you got a lot that you've been noticing. And Tennessee's not quite Tennessee that they used to be. So they might pose maybe a little bit of a problem. What do you think?
Well, first and foremost, hopefully Alabama will have Byron Young for the game. If not, definitely rest him because you have a bye week after this matchup right here. And you have other guys on the defensive line you can rotate in. But to me, Tennessee has two good running backs. So you're going to have to wrap up and tackle. You're going to have to lay that wood, but come up with your arms and your legs and your body and wrap up. They like to do a little spread. So Josh Heupel coming over from UCF, he's going to run some spread in this matchup. Now, the quarterback situation, it hasn't been pretty at all for Tennessee. They've got one really good receiver, one decent receiver. Everybody else is kind of mediocre to average, but Tennessee, it's a game where, because I go back to 2019, and people thought that that Bama should have killed Tennessee when they had Jared Garantano at quarterback, but Tennessee hung around in that game with Pruitt and made that game really interesting. So you cannot let Josh Heupel in this group hang around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same on that too as well. I mean, just watching Tennessee play, over the last couple of weeks. I mean, I think their quarterback got banged up the last game they was in. So I think without him, I don't know who the backup is, and I don't think he's going to be comfortable. But, I mean, they do got some guys on the edge, man, that can play. I feel like they can go, But I don't see them just, giving us too many fits. But I think if we come out bullshitting, I mean, you just never know, man. We got to be on our A game every day,
Now, they do lead the SEC in tackles for loss, but they also are leading the SEC in another category, the most sacks given up on the offensive line. So,
okay, yeah. So,
yeah, there's that.
And
also, Brandon.
Go ahead, Justin.
I was just going to say, kind of a homecoming of sorts for former Alabama defensive back Brandon Turnage. He's playing for Tennessee now, so he'll be going against his teammates.
And also a big game for Henry To'o, who's coming from Tennessee to Alabama. Big game for him. But most importantly, this is a week where we're going to get a chance to see how comfortable Drew Sanders is with his hand. He had surgery there on his thumb, which is why he missed the last couple of games. I think if he feels comfortable this week gripping things, wrapping up, tackling, hitting, if he's got full confidence in that hand, I think Drew Sanders plays.
And I think that's what everybody has been begging for. Well, let's go ahead and move into our closing segment. And Marvin, I'm going to turn it over to you for you to talk about 40 Plus Strong, what's been going on, and what I've been asked about from nearly everybody since last week. The T-shirts, and talk to us about the sales, but also talk to us about the new ones that you have available.
Hey, man, the sales have been phenomenal, man. It's crazy how many people want these #FirePeak shirts. Clearly, a lot of people think like I think. So you can go to 40plusstrong.com, 40plusstrong.com, copy your 40 Plus Strong #FirePeak shirt, building Pete for hire, bring back the fear. We got them all on the website, baby.
Reject Coach U.
That's for personal use only. That was for personal use only. But they all on my website, man. Because again, let your shirt, speak volumes. Because again, if we don't say anything, they always say closed mouth don't get fed, man. Something needs to change, man. Because these boards are not being serviced properly.
Without words, there's no movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean, like I say, they just got to get that get the right coaches in there, to get them to jail. And like I said, when we was there, we had a lot of those older coaches, a lot of those old school guys, that keep that same feel with bringing that new school mentality in a little bit with the players. But that old school vibe is going to always kind of overdo that new school way, unless you kind of accept the new school way in a way. So, I think Coach probably had to adjust a little bit on how he is, because I ain't saying he's soft or anything, but I'm just saying he's adjusted a little bit of the times that he's in now on having to get players because of how these players are nowadays and how the social media has taken over the game.
A little bit softer. They're not built quite like we were built.
No, man, I'm telling you.
You're right on that.
I'm saying this. I miss Burton Burns. Miss
Oh,
Burton.
Yes. Yes, please. I saw him on the sideline. NFL
I could come in the house with my whole arm hanging off. My mom, get back out there, Mama.
Yeah, that's it.
They need Coach Burns to tell that story about the time he played with his eyeball when he got his eyeball took out. They ain't heard that story yet.
I had half my leg ripped off. I was still out there hopping.
Yeah, that's what Burns would tell you. That's what he told me when I got hurt. I didn't tell you by the time I played with my eyeball halfway hanging out.
Listen, man, true story. True story. My older brother is 4 years older than me. He played 9 and 10-year-old football. And I kept telling my mom I wanted to play. She said, all right, cool. My mom worked at the hospital. So she come back home the next day with a fake birth certificate. So I'm out there playing 9 and 10-year-old football at age 6. You know what the first thing she said to me was? You better not bring your ass home crying. Like
She made a man out of you that day.
And I was the starting middle linebacker at age 6 on a 9 and 10-year-old football team. Out there laying that wood too. I was like,
yes, sir.
That's how you gotta be, man. I'm telling you.
She made me grow up real fast, man. She told me straight up, don't come back home crying. You want to go out there? You can go. You can come back home crying. And that always stuck with me. Like, I'm gonna go out here. I know they 4 years older than me. They all bigger than me. But you ain't finna beat me though.
Yeah, that's how you gotta be.
Hey, Marvin, my sister told me that when I went out for baseball, she was like, hey, when you get hit in the head with that fastball, don't come home to me.
That fastball be coming.
Hey, I think I hit 300 that year though. I was getting it that year.
All right.
How the hell you probably seeing 3 and 4 balls coming? Which one was you hitting hell? Every ball looked like a curveball when they threw it.
Now, folks, we have decided to capitalize a little bit on Marvin's T-shirt sales with Bama Standard shorts, the little shorts featuring the one and only Marvin Constant on this channel. So we're going to see how the response is, and if the response is great, which I think it will be, we may see Marvin a little bit more often doing these shorts. If you hadn't seen his Pete Golden shorts, you need to check that one out for sure.
That one got me rolling. Also Justin, tell them about they're gonna be debuting me and my muffler from Tokyo Drift on the show. They debuted me in the muffler.
Since he was an extra.
I was an extra in Tokyo Drift for real. Fast and Furious, baby. Was in there.
Before I talk about next week's guest, guys, let's go around the room and get predictions for the Alabama-Tennessee game. Ronnie, since you are still with us, and our esteemed guest. If you would, man, give us a score, and if you have a player for the other game, let us know what it is.
The score, I say we still – I think we still will be around the same points that we were against Mississippi State. I say they may get 14, if that, maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know. I just feel like, like you said, with Toa being from Tennessee and with us having a guy go to Tennessee, I think it's going to be some, whoever comes out, that first drive, they're going to come out ready to play. It's a rivalry game, so you never know what may happen. But I still think we'll be in the same score range as what we was in Mississippi State. Kind of probably about the same score.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 41-10, and my player of the game, Pete Golden.
I don't know if I have a player of the game. I just want them to all just, reach their level of potential. I know they can, man. So that's everybody in the staff, everybody in the program,
I'm with you there. Stephen M., what you got?
Final score, I got 45-7. Player of the game, Malachi Moore. I think he last year he had that fumble for a touchdown. I think this time around Malachi probably gonna have something else popped out there. So 45-7.
Okay.
I'll take all that. Also, remember, guys, if you're in the ATL area and you're looking for a home, man, hit our boy Cyrus Jones up. The man is wheeling and dealing some real estate. He's Bama Sci-Fi, so you know you're in good hands.
Yes,
His number's
sir.
on the screen right here. Give him a call and let him take care of you. Next week's guest is going to be none other than Antonio Carter and Freddie Millens, two men who set the standard of the wide receiver game from Marvin's era. Well, my era too, because I was there, you know. So they're going to be back to talk about this wide receiver group and get us hyped about.
And a group that Marvin agitated a lot.
I ain't fighting in practice. That wasn't that new. I ain't backing down from nothing. Man, please.
But before we go, Ronnie, man, we really appreciate you coming on, brother. It was a true blessing. If you would, man, tell us what's up next for you. Tell us about your coaching, and if Bama fans are still wanting to follow you around, man, tell us how we can find you on social media.
Yeah, on Instagram is RC1_era. I'm not really big on Twitter anymore, but I do have a Twitter. Hell, I don't even know my damn name on Twitter, but I know if you type in Ronnie Clark, you'll see a picture of me. You can follow me. But I am coaching right now. I am still in the Tuscaloosa area at Brookwood High School. We had an up and down year. We had high expectations, but then kind of paying out to what we thought. But at the same time, the kids are working, the guys are working, and we're at a place, man. I'm at a place really where the tradition is lacking. That they really don't really care about football and really just trying to build something and build a whole program there. So it's a good wave that's going on too. I also the head JV basketball coach, so I coach basketball as well. So, just being around the kids, man, staying active, man, and, just staying with it. I mean, that's what I like to do. And, just trying to equip this generation, that I'm, slowly becoming an older guy, trying to equip that younger generation, to be like kind of how we were, to do the right things and, just, push for wherever they want, man, and don't give up and stay off the tapping them hands, man, and go do something,
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest thing. We stayed outside. We stayed outside outdoors, man. We never really was inside playing video games where I was. And I can pretty sure Marvin can account for that too as well. Always outside getting into something, not being Twitter finger, all that stuff like that.
We weren't allowed in the house.
Look, you weren't allowed in the house.
Only when it was time to go to sleep. We wasn't allowed in the house except when it was time to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Grandma and mama going to kick you out.
What?
That's it.
And the only time I was in the house when I got me a meal. They threw my meal outside anyway.
They
did you wrong.
Like old
did you wrong, Steve. But yeah, man, but other than that, that's all really for me, man. That's all I got going. But, it's a pretty, cool transition, from playing ball and, being full-time in sports. And actually, being able to coach, you see, a different side of things. You start to get into that coaching world a little bit. But at the same time, hell, I'm a player, and I get just as intense as my guys, man. I wear cleats every Friday. Hell, I don't know what may happen. I may need to, I feel like I need to get out there or something.
You don't have no bad knees, clearly.
Nah, I still be moving, man. I still try to give them that work because even at practice, my kids come up to me all the time trying to do one-on-ones, and I got to show them what's up. So, once I do that, I got to keep them cleats on and stay ready. So,
Hey, I saw a little bit of that in Bo's camp over the summers. Steven shared me some clips from you coaching those boys up. And that intensity's still there, bro.
Ronnie I'm telling you, Ronnie had them boys going. I saw Ronnie in one drill. I was like, man, Ronnie, that Achilles looking fire.
Man, look, I still get fired up, man. I mean,
but Ronnie, I remember Shank boy, Alphonse Taylor. Shank sat there and pushed that boy 5 yards past the goal post.
5 yards, yes. We thought we was back in camp in fourth quarter again. That's what that was. We was back doing drills,
like,
but I mean,
I'm like, Shank, call you an NFL team, man. You ready here? He's like, nah, bro, I'm like, Shank, you don't call you no team right now?
But the kids respect it even more, though, man, when you got somebody that can go out there and do exactly what you're trying to get them to do, and you show them kind of what's going on. So, that's kind of what it is.
Gotcha. Well, guys, thank you again for coming on. Let's get our cigars ready. Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah, roll Tide, man. Roll Tide.